Hey, we got suspicions on the internet. People saying Boosie cousin robbed or tried to rob and killed Duke the Jeweler, who was from Chicago. Me, I don't know. I'm saying I ain't with that shit. I ain't the police, nothing like that. But shit, what y'all think? Y'all think it's true? Y'all think they just pushing? Y'all think cause it's Boosie, they like, fuck it, we just gonna put it on him. He known for shit like that. You let me know.
Man, Lord,
You supposed to be man.
oh, you right.
That nigga don't have a $1,000 like that. $500,000.
What you here for? You like to see that?
Hey, the internet, y'all got us all the way up, man. We met that dude, Duke the Jeweler, the night before. We was gambling. The next day, dude followed us to the concert. When we left out the concert, we under the garage. Dude went to his car by himself and walked down to the parking lot. That's when somebody tried to rob him and killed the dude. What the hell my 19-year-old cousin gonna try to rob and kill somebody? Bro, we getting money, man. We getting fucking money. That ain't our stilo. As a boss, I ain't letting that go down like that, man. This dude finna make me a piece. So y'all need to kill that. That's bad low, man. Don't put us in nothing with no bad low. It's bad low, man. This shit bad low, man. Straight up, the shit bad low. Kill it.
Y'all finna be at the service tomorrow for Duke. Leave your phones in the car, man. The family don't want no phones, man. We ain't got time for motherfuckers be sneaking no pictures, no videos, no bullshit like that. Leave your phones in the car, man. The family asking for no pictures, no recording and shit like that, man. So if y'all want to get y'all little ass slapped up, punched up, stomped out, leave your phone in the car, man. No videos, no pictures, man, for real. Gonna do this shit the right way for bro. And respect the family, man. Wishes, man. Simple as that, man. Leave the phones in the car.
Boy, if you don't... He like, I'm gonna make you a gold piece. Dude was cool as a motherfucker. So the next day, dude hit my partner like, man, y'all got the concert. Let us trail y'all, woo-de-woo. So dude went with us to the concert. And after I come off stage, everybody leaving. You know, we parked under the parking lot, under the arena where the celebrities parking and all that shit. He was in another car. He walked to his car. His car was outside the arena under where we was. It was on side the parking lot, so he had to walk to his car. And that's where the incident took place when somebody, you know, tried to get him or whatever. But Vlad, bro, if anybody know me, bro, that ain't my stilo, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how I get down, bro. Like, that ain't how none of my people get down.
What if I told you one business trip, one dice game, and one trusted invitation allegedly led a respected jeweler straight into a situation he never walked out of? Because according to Street Talk, internet investigators, and now federal whispers, what happened to Duke the Jewelers wasn't random at all. It wasn't bad luck, and it definitely wasn't just a robbery gone wrong. This story involves a famous rapper, powerful Houston connections, a dice game that allegedly wasn't fair, and a series of stories that keep changing depending on who's telling them. And once you hear how everything unfolded step by step, you'll understand why people say this situation goes way deeper than anyone wants to admit. Before anything else, you have to understand who Duke really was. Duke wasn't just a jeweler. He was one of the most respected names in the Midwest, especially Chicago. Quiet, professional, trusted, the kind of guy rappers, athletes, and business owners went to when real money was involved. He didn't chase clout, he didn't play street games, he built his reputation slowly, piece by piece, deal by deal. And that reputation mattered, because in his world, trust was everything. That's why when Duke moved, he moved confidently. He had no reason to think a business opportunity would turn into something dangerous, but that confidence is exactly what made him vulnerable, because the call that brought him to Houston didn't sound risky at all. At first, according to reports, Duke was contacted by Boosie about creating a custom jewelry piece. Now let's be real, a call like that isn't small. Yike, that's a major client, a name that opens doors, the type of opportunity that can elevate a jeweler's business overnight. But here's where things start feeling off. Instead of handling business in Chicago or Louisiana, Duke was allegedly asked to come to Houston. He was told there would be a big Labor Day weekend event. Celebrities, motion, potential clients everywhere. The pitch sounded perfect. Duke even posted online about heading to Houston, excited about what could come from the trip. From the outside, it looked like a win. What no one knew at the time was that Houston had its own rules, and certain games were already in motion. And once Duke arrived, the energy shifted fast. Here's where another name enters the conversation: J. Prince Jr. For years, Nome street narratives have described a very specific pattern involving out-of-town visitors, private dice games, and serious money. Always the same setup, always the same type of targets: successful, confident, carrying cash or jewelry. The approach is never aggressive. It's friendly, welcoming, almost protective. Visitors are shown around, introduced to people, made to feel safe, like they're being embraced by the city. But according to these allegations, that comfort is part of the strategy. Because once trust is built, the dice come out. And those dice games, allegedly designed so the house always wins. Except this time, the house didn't. According to multiple accounts, Duke joined one of these dice games, and something unexpected happened. Instead of losing, Duke allegedly started winning, and not just a little. Reports say he walked away with over $600,000. That's when the room reportedly went quiet. Because in those spaces, winning someone else's money isn't just about luck, it's about power. And Duke wasn't supposed to have either. People watching say the mood changed instantly. Friendly smiles disappeared. Tension replaced laughter. The energy went from welcoming to cold. One detail people keep bringing up? Boosie allegedly standing behind Duke, whistling during the game. At the time, it didn't mean much. Later, people started wondering if it was signaling something else entirely. Duke, on the other hand, stayed calm. No disrespect, no taunting, just a man who thought he'd won fair and square. But winning was the worst thing he could have done. Because after the game ended, according to Street Talk, there was a meeting. And once that meeting happened, everything changed. The next night, Duke attended Boosie's concert. From the outside, everything looked normal. No visible tension, no public issues, just business as usual. But behind the scenes, people claimed Duke's movements were being watched. When the show ended, Duke allegedly headed toward the parking garage alone. And that's where the official story and the street version split completely. One version says it was a random robbery attempt, the other version says it was planned. According to allegations, Duke was confronted, overwhelmed, and taken out in a matter of moments. The money he had won, the jewelry he carried, gone. A respected businessman left the building and never made it back. And almost immediately, explanations started rolling out. Right after Duke lost his life, Boosie began posting videos. At first, it sounded like grief, shock, confusion, but then people noticed something strange. The story kept shifting. In one version, Duke left alone. In another, he was with others. Then details changed again. Duke allegedly lost money, then somehow he wasn't upset. None of it lined up with reports that he'd actually won big. And when stories change that often, people start asking questions. What made things worse was the tone. Instead of focusing on Duke, the narrative started centering on how unfair the internet was being, how stressful the accusations felt, how misunderstood Boosie was. To a lot of viewers, it didn't feel like grief. It felt like damage control. And that's when the internet stepped in. Online investigators went to work fast. Timelines were built. Security footage discussed. Social media posts analyzed. Witness accounts compared. One detail that hit especially hard was the allegation that Boosie's nephew was seen leaving the area shortly before the shooting. That claim alone sparked intense debate online, but it wasn't the only piece that made people start asking uncomfortable questions. Then there was the Louis Vuitton bag. According to widely circulated claims, Duke the jeweler's bag, reportedly containing valuable jewelry, was later found at Boosie's residence. The explanation offered was that Duke had asked Boosie to hold onto the bag during a dice game. On the surface, that explanation sounded simple, reasonable even, but it opened the door to a much bigger question. If that story was accurate, why wasn't the bag immediately returned to Duke's family after his death? But that detail became a sticking point for many observers. In situations involving tragedy, transparency usually comes quickly, especially when valuable property is involved. The delay or perceived lack of clarity fueled suspicion and pushed people to look deeper. And when they did, some claimed they began to notice patterns. Out-of-town figures traveling to Houston, high-stakes dice games, past incidents that reportedly ended badly. None of these elements were new on their own, but together, they painted a picture that made people uneasy. Houston had already developed a reputation in street conversations as a dangerous place for outsiders with money, particularly in informal gambling environments where trust is assumed but not guaranteed. Then, something unexpected happened. Someone from Boosie's own bloodline spoke up. Boosie's brother, TQ, publicly hinted that Duke may have been set up. He didn't provide full details, but his words carried weight simply because of who he was. Family disputes are common, especially when money and business are involved. But when a brother suggests there's more to a situation like this, people listen differently. TQ and Boosie already had a complicated history, financial disagreements, business fallouts, and public accusations on both sides. Still, Duke's situation seemed to push things into an entirely different lane. TQ suggested he had receipts, knowledge, information that hadn't been shared yet. And suddenly, this wasn't just internet speculation. It became a story about power, silence, and who gets protected when influence and money are involved. As of now, a federal investigation is reportedly ongoing. While no indictments have been announced, and no official conclusions have been made public. But people close to the situation claim the pressure is real, and that federal agencies don't get involved unless they believe there's something worth examining. This story isn't just about Duke the Jewelers. It's about reputation versus reality, about how access doesn't equal safety, about how check-in culture can turn predatory when greed enters the room. Duke trusted an environment he believed was secure, and according to ongoing allegations, that trust may have cost him everything. Whether charges come or not, one thing is clear. This case cracked open a conversation the industry can't ignore anymore. Because sometimes the people inviting you inside aren't trying to protect you. Sometimes they're just waiting for the right moment to take everything you have. If this story made you think differently about trust, power, and how business really moves behind the scenes, make sure you tap that like button and subscribe. The streets talk, the internet watches, and the truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how deep it's buried. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay sharp.